Have you ever been chased around and you were hoping your opponent would just, explode? Well, that's what we're doing today. Every single Eternus player will have a 55-second death timer. If they get a kill, they get their timer refreshed, and they get +1 max second. If they die to exploding, they lose 1 max second on their next timer. If an initiate kills them, they lose 2 max seconds. Just to avoid anyone being really smart, Shiv and Cheat Death are banned. So who wins, 6 initiates or 6 Eternuses that explode? Let's find out. Oh, they all exploded. Okay, that's not good. Eternus versus Initiate, but if the Eternuses don't get a kill, they explode. As you can see on the left of your screen, there is a Glutenic time bomb attached to every single one of these Eternuses. And what happens if the Eternuses do not get a kill in the allotted time? Well, they die. They get 1 more second every single time they get a kill from an Initiate, so basically just, it goes from 55 seconds to 56 seconds if you get a kill. Furthermore, every single time the Initiate kills you, you lose 2 seconds. Every time you explode, you lose 1 second. And I think this Calico might be dying right here. She's diving really deeply. She's trying to die to the Walker. I don't know. I think she died to the Initiates first. I don't even know what she died to. Anyhow, the Initiates will be killing a lot of these Eternuses this game. I do have Transparent and Debonair here with me. Transparent, what do you think about this one?
I mean, the Eternuses have picked some fabulous heroes for this. They're going to go all in, try and get those kills whenever they can. Holiday's going to be getting those lassos. We're going to see Hayes and Calico really try to be the assassins that they are and get those takedowns. But yeah, there's a little bit of a time in this early game where I don't think they're going to be getting anything just quite yet. But the tide will soon turn, I'm sure.
Yeah. The Eternuses are playing so aggressively because they know very well that they're gonna die if they do not. And they need to get those picks as soon as possible. The Initiates have some fairly good heroes, though, for those delays. I mean, a Sinclair can be excellent at delaying. Oh my god, the Eternuses are just dying because they're playing too aggressive. I hear a bomb somewhere and boom, there goes Liz. But yeah, the Eternuses are gonna have a big struggle this early game. But the Initiates, as I said, good avoiding heroes. Pocket, they are very good at just getting into that suitcase, giving you like the 5 extra seconds of time that you need. That Sinclair, can use his Magician's Assistant to just get away from his problems. The wall for the McGinnis can be very good. I like the Initiate draft a fair bit.
Yeah, even Bebop with the uppercut, just that amount of time mightn't be the crucial amount of time that they need for these Glutenic time bombs to explode in the Eternus' faces.
Yeah. Now, of course, the big problem that the Eternuses are going to have to figure out how they're going to solve is how they can get their first kills right now. Well, they've only gotten 1, whereas they have been dying a fair bit. And there goes the second one. And of course, when one Initiate falls in the lane, the others follow soon. And, oh my god, they're going so deep, trying to die to Walkers instead. Oh god, no. Instead, the Yamato just dies to the Pocket.
Yeah, I mean, this Pocket's getting a few good souls here, up to 3.3k. They are the sole leader in the lobby right now. Not usually what we see in a Initiates versus Eternus game.
Yeah. In terms of items, I think that if ever there was a game to go all in on Trophy Collector, it's this one. I think both sides really like Trophy Collector here.
Yeah, and we can see that, all the Initiates have gone for it. Only a few of the Eternuses, and we're seeing Hayes maybe hold on to something. I'm not quite sure what they're waiting for, but potentially a secret item to help them get something. Oh no, they've bought Trophy Collector now.
Yeah, I think it's just very important because, if you're an Initiate, the Eternuses are dying all around you. It's going to be like a massive hassle for them to be able to, kill the Eternuses themselves, but they're still going to be dying around you. You're still going to be getting those picks. And, if you're an Initiate, you might as well just get fed, get that big soul advantage.
Yeah, you got to go in for it, as we do see these Eternuses just exploding left, right, and center. And despite that, they are still shoving in these waves so effectively. Already, the first Guardian of the game goes down, thanks to the Eternuses pushing in with this relentless pressure.
Yeah. Oh, what a huge parry there. And that's going to lead to a death. And again, the timers are just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller for Team Eternus every single time they die. These early deaths have a cost, a very tangible cost.
And it's not just the deaths from the time bombs, right? There's the deaths from the desperation of trying to reset that time bomb that the Eternuses may get exploited by. These initiates can find the sort of cracks in their armor. Maybe a desperate melee gets parried, and they're able to just get a kill almost naturally rather than from the bomb.
Yeah, and that's what an explosion looks like. We were trying to get a little bit of a camera, but it is a very difficult game to, actually observe this one. Debonair is a fantastic observer, so he's doing a great job. But yeah, it is just a very, very difficult game to observe. But yeah, I mean, what is the Eternus strategy? It's a very interesting question. We know that they're dying, and they're dying a fair bit, but maybe the strategy is just to get as many macro victories as possible. Just get those Guardians, get as much as you can, instead of going for those kills. As I say that, the Yamato is gonna go very deep in, and she's just gonna die to the Walker. Oh no, she dies to the Stable Concoction. That's actually better. You want the 1 second instead of the 2 second.
A purple explosion from a purple hero, and it is good. And the fact is that the souls are almost level because of this level playing field we've got in this game. I think that's a really nice aspect to have here, and maybe it'll mean that the initiates can keep in this game for a little bit longer, but still so much pressure on these structures. I think it's just that efficiency and the damage that Eternuses have is just giving them the upper hand.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it is really fun to see how these Eternuses approach this one. Maybe they try to funnel the kills towards a specific hero. Of course, a Drifter, for example, can be incredibly good in this format. Getting those isolated kills, I mean, the Initiates are going to be a lot more isolated than the average Eternus player will be. So, I don't know. I'm so curious to see how both sides are going to approach this one, and what kind of heroes we're going to see bloom as the game goes on.
Yeah, we're already seeing this Bebop trying to do some good work with the laser here. Still, though, this pocket is on 7.2k, and that is going to be potentially adding up to things, especially, desperation gets worse when you get lower down to 1 HP and can easily be picked off.
Yeah. I mean, here's my interesting question for you, though. What happens, later in the game? What happens when there's, an urn fight, right? The Initiates are going to have to be there to defend the urn, and that's maybe how the Eternuses get picks, because right now, under Walker, we do see that the Eternuses are getting slightly outmatched.
Gluten, I'm going to ask you another question. What happens when the death timers of the Initiates get longer than 55 seconds? There's going to be no one for the Eternuses to kill.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that bad, right? But yeah, I mean, one of the big concerns that we have is, of course, what happens if the Initiates just decide to stay in base? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a very boring game, but the Eternuses just keep dying every 8 seconds. They push the Guardians, and they push the Walkers, and then they're with 8,000 souls in base. You're gonna lose. You're still gonna lose in that scenario. I think the Initiates are incentivized to hunt as much as possible, because even in a scenario where the Initiate death timers are 50 seconds, yeah, sure, the Eternuses are gonna lose, but they're gonna get a patron, a shrine. They're gonna do some damage on the map. And I just want to talk about those trophy collectors. What the hell is going on here?
I mean, that's going to be a beautiful boon here for them. They're going to be able to keep in this game with those souls adding up over time. And not just that, of course, the range of their abilities is going to be huge as we see, Pocket coming in here, trying to do their best, trying to 1v1 this Yamato. Yamato gets the transformation off, and they're going to put the pressure on this Pocket. Still, these Eternuses are so good. They can get the kills when they need to, and it's a double kill for Yamato. That's going to be a nice little time until that time bomb goes off.
Yeah, it is a shame that the Yamato doesn't get 60 extra seconds every time she kills, but she gets her timer reset. Because can you imagine what a Yamato would do with 120 seconds in her pocket? She'd just be bored. She'd be 1v6ing. But yeah, this is actually a very interesting question. What happens in these chaotic team fights when, you have one teammate that has a full timer, one teammate that needs 5 seconds? Do you just wait for the kill? Do you go McGinnis is here, she's hurt, she needs to die from someone that's not me? It's gonna be so fun to see how the Eternuses are gonna try to delay some kills.
Maybe shepherding them, almost sort of trying to ward them away from escaping too much. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky. We see McGinnis here able to defend themselves against this Drifter. And as the Eternuses, they're going to have longer death times as well. And that might be the point where we see some Initiates get some structure damage, as we do have Eternus pushing down that mid lane, trying to get that Guardian. But decides this camp might be worth it instead.
Yeah, Cab gives you 150 souls. Guardian gives you 600 souls and gets you killed. I don't know, maybe it is a good trade. This Initiate is actually behind enemy lines doing whatever he pleases to the farm. He's gonna die to the Drifter, isn't he? Of course, the Calico gets that, yeah, immediately gets picked, slowing Hex comes in, and the moment that he presses that 2, you know what the Drifter is gonna do. Yep, okay, good, gets a stack too. Very well
Really
done.
nice. Good attempt of the parry, though, from Eternus. Really good to try and get it, but just a little too late at this moment in time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so curious how the strategy for the Initiate is going to evolve, especially as those death times get a little bit longer. Of course, right now, it is just this big defense on the Walkers. The Eternuses are being so aggressive despite being 10k souls down. They know that they're going to have a much better utility of usage for stuff. And we do see this massive 7 ult comes in. The McGinnis is just so low. 1 bullet is all that it takes. And that means that is a 7 with 60 more seconds of life in there. And gets a parry too. Oh my god.
Yeah, that 60 seconds of life isn't going to be used wisely. Instead, they are going back to respawn from just natural causes of initiate intervention.
Yeah. Of course, more and more Walker deaths are happening. I do love this strategy from the Eternus players, just to make sure they don't get that -2 penalty by just dying to the Walkers. But yeah, it is very good, and we do see that the Walkers on all 3 lanes are incredibly bruised for Team Initiate right now. It is always fascinating to me that Eternus can be like 10-20k souls down and still have complete macro control.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about items that they might have bought as well. Almost all of the Eternuses have gone for slowing Hex just to make sure they can catch up to these Initiates who are trying to run away. But meanwhile, on the other side of things, the Initiates, they don't care. They're just going for pure damage, trying to just go, well, if we've got a little bit of a lead in souls, let's try and use it. It's just not quite working out just yet, Gluten.
Yeah, I think that you really, really want to get as many green items as possible if you're an initiate. I'm talking about green items other than Trophy Collector, of course. Yeah. I do think that green items are just going to be so important. Any sort of survivability. Ooh, as is tradition, pause locked and crashes aplenty in Glutensnake events. The game is not as stable as I would like it to be, but thus is life. We fortunately have a mod that allows us 99 pauses, which I'm sure that if somebody on ladder had access to that mod, they would love to have everybody in their lobby wait 30 minutes for them.
Yeah, and you know, that's no exception of that would be this Holiday, who's trying to just create some space while the boss is being taken by the Eternuses. This boss priority does not go away, even though they may well all explode in a very quick moment.
They're exploding near the pit. Oh no, are they gonna? Oh, I'm so curious what happened. So, okay, Unstable Concoction goes through that. Suddenly the Eternuses have 2 more lives. They're all dying. It is for a good cause. I don't even know what they achieved there. Just like denying it from the Initiates, I guess.
I guess so. Maybe they were hoping the Initiates would come down to try and contest them and they could get some quick kills and the retubes, but instead they just get 60 more seconds to be on that side of the map. And we see Return to Shadows here being used, trying to get some damage going out. They've got a little bit of time to get back into the game, but instead we are seeing another urn coming in here, and Hayes tries to maybe bait the Initiates to have a little rough and tumble with them.
Yeah, I mean, the soul difference is so much smaller than it was even a couple of minutes ago. And I think that the Initiates know very well that they're going to lose this team fight here. They're going to lose it pretty badly unless they delay. And we do see explosions after explosions after explosions. This McGinnis has Echo Shard Wall built in. The ultimate survival strategy.
Yeah, they have to be careful that this is a Yamato. Yamato's a very tanky hero, and she can survive for a long time, but that clock is ticking down. The bomb may well blow up right in their face. They're trying to get this McGinnis. They do indeed, and that's going to be a reset for them, and that's going to keep Yamato in this urn fight for the time being.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of insane how this game is going. The Yamato is just such a good hunter, but without that ult, it's going to be a little bit tough. There's 3 Initiates in the base versus 2 Eternuses, and of course the Graves has been isolated here. The time is almost up on this urn. What is happening here? And I don't think the Initiates are going to be as good at denying as these Eternuses are. With the urn exploding, yes, there it is. We do have a Beam up there, though, in position, and a Graves too. Oh god, I think the Initiates actually vacuumed most of those orbs up.
Yeah, I mean, the Eternuses are too focused on getting those kills, and rightfully so. Those kills are their lifeline to staying alive and staying in the push, but they were able to wipe out a decent chunk of the Initiates team, and now they keep going hunting for this Sinclair. Will there be any communication about who needs it? No, Calico's going to take it, have their life reset, while Drifter may well be struggling to find another kill in the next 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That immortal vampire probably shouldn't have had that chili for lunch.
What sort of foods in the Deadlock universe make you explode every 60 seconds?
Well, it's an unstable concoction. It's just, yeah, something from one of the nice nearby delis, I'm sure.
Yeah. Some North Ixian cuisine. It's just too spicy for the average human. And
Too
the
spicy.
average war criminal, and the average ancient vampire, and the average fed, it's too spicy for everyone.
And as the game gets spicy, we do have, 5 of the Eternuses wiped off the map for a temporary time. This is a breathing point for maybe the initiates to come back into it. They've got a little bit of damage on a walker. They've got still 2 walkers themselves. They're going to maybe turn this game around, Gluten.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is what you should be doing. If the Eternuses are all down, you should be, not farming. You should be pushing on the map, trying to get a little bit of macro advantage here. But, of course, this is a very, very tough thing to do, especially against these Eternus players who do know their macro a lot better than you do. This Drifter is almost dead, and he is not going to be able to survive and get a pick on that Graves.
What a great dispel magic from the Graves there, really making sure that she couldn't get through. Pocket here, rotating back to try and defend this mid lane, which has got Haze and Yamato, and also Calico, just punching their way, trying to do as much damage as they can in their short lifespan. But Pocket is more than happy to keep their distance, not giving themselves a kill, but equally keeping their base alive.
Yeah, big fight going on in the middle here, and of course, wherever there is a fight, the Eternuses are always going to answer the call of their comrades. They're going really deep into the enemy base. I do hear an explosion sound somewhere in the air, and I mean, oh god, getting pulled through the Magician's Assistant here, and that's going to be yet another pick. And with any passing pick, the Eternuses need to do as much macro damage as possible. The real priority, however, is not the shrines. I mean, shrines are great, I'm not complaining. It is getting those base guardians. Those base guardians to give you zipline speed, and when you have zipline speed, well, in this specific format, that gives you 5-10 more seconds of life. And 5 or 10 more seconds of life is just so freaking valuable.
Oh, especially when you've got to make yourself all the way to this enemy base. The Patron is going to be a hard thing to take down if you've only got 15 seconds to do so. So, as we do see here, a little bit of aggression right on these shrines, but Bebop is looking to peel away, trying to give that distance between them and the Calico. Calico does go down.
But again, we say this, the Calico does go down. The Eternuses are 2 times more killed than the Initiate. Everything seems to be insane, but again, every passing second, the Eternuses do a little bit more damage to structures. The only damage that's happened on the map is meaningfully on the Initiate side.
Yeah, I mean, the Initiates got themselves walkers, still 7 here, absolutely popping off, but there is a knockdown, and 7 goes down before it even happens. They are able to mount a defense, Gluten.
Yeah, no, the Initiates are doing something. They're using that soul advantage very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not huge, but we still have enough that there's people who've got ethereal shift in this fight, keeping things alive. Out comes a great little explosion from Pocket here, and once again, a few of those Eternuses go down, but it's another earned fight. This is the way back into it, although I don't think Calico's going to be able to stay around for long.
Yeah, well, thankfully it is a comeback earn. The Eternuses are fairly low on souls, and dying for earn, completely valid in a regular game of Deadlock, and probably very valid in an exploding game of Deadlock too.
Yeah, the death timers are getting longer though, as we see 36 seconds on that Calico. It's going to be a long time for them to wait, and without all of the Eternuses being alive at the same time, it may well be hard for them to get kills, especially as fighting around the Patron means all these Initiates are in the same place to band together to get the kills themselves.
And we do see this Bebop right again. The beginners out of the fight, but it will not matter. The Eternuses are stalwart. They keep marching forward. I do love that E-shift choice from that beginner, just to survive 5 seconds more. And yeah, just try to make sure that these Eternuses do not get their respective kills. The soul difference right now is only 10k, and the base assault is going strong, but I do hear the explosions happening left and right.
Yeah, it's just like, it's almost repair time for the Initiates. They just get this little bit of break where there's a few Eternuses who didn't manage to get a kill in that time.
Oh no, this Yamato has mere seconds and it's not going to be enough. The Eternus dies. And of course, the big focus is just getting that second shrine in. The Calico is also behind enemy lines. We do see that she's ulting, trying to get a little bit of a pick. The Torment Pulse sticks are going to be enough. Those can seem like tickles, but they are much stronger than that.
I was about to commend this Infernus for taking so many green items, and they have taken a lot. They've taken even Spirit Resilience, and they were seeming to be very tanky against the Yamato. But this Calico, well done for getting the pick off then against them.
Yeah. Another fight going deep into enemy territory. I mean, the Eternuses are just keeping marching. I don't know how they are doing this. And suddenly, the patron is going to go down.
Yeah, I mean, it took them a long time to get that shrine, but the minions are a bit better attacking the patron than they are the shrine. They don't have to leap up onto this weird little ledge the shrines are on. So instead, we now have pressure going onto this patron. Still, Calico, Drifter have gone down. Yamato's left here to try and do the offensive. They have a little bit of time left until that explosion happens. Seven's coming to join them for that time, but still, they just go down to the damage from the initiates, as Seven equally has the peel away as they fall to 50% HP.
Yeah. I mean, it is not a very, very good position. The 7 is going to try and get one last pick and fails to. And suddenly that was almost a team wipe. Only Holidays left here, who is marching to the base. I do love how bold these Eternuses are being here.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, because they're at the moment, they're so disconnected with when they're alive because their death timers are at different points. They've got different timers of when they're going to explode, so they have to try and find these kills, and they're almost going to try and find this on the Eternus, the Infernus even. Can Holiday do it? She's trying desperately to get the last headshot, but she just explodes.
No, no, no. These initiates are not going to give up their base without a fight here. This Eternus Drifter is caught out of position. The knockdowns aplenty. And I mean, like, again, it is proving to be so difficult. Of course, the Eternuses don't even have time to do normal Eternus things. Grab those bridge buffs. Grab a little bit of farm. Grab some of those casinos, you know? Just do anything on the map. No, they have to, like, just move forward, go for a pick, damage that patron wherever possible, and hopefully win the game in the coming minutes, because otherwise it might be too impossible for them to win.
Yeah, this might be the last hope here as they go try and do something. Calico trying to get onto this pocket, but as we talked about, that briefcase can be an awful long time. Still Calico able to get that last little hit that's absolutely needed for them to stick around.
Yeah. Of course, the haze is in that pit. The defender resistance is going to be incredibly valuable. Going in and out of that base can be a way to defend. But there's 3 initiates that are down. 4 Eternuses are up. Could they be mounting the final offense here? We do see a sleep dagger. It misses, but the drifter is going to go there. A big holiday ult comes in. And oh my god, are these Eternuses going to win? Nope, they're just going to die.
Yeah, there's a couple of them had a little bit long on their timers still. I think, you know, Yamato's got enough time. Calico here with a little bit of time, able to get the return to shadows. Will they get this kill on this McGinnis? Not quite! And as the timer, takes away, they're able to get it, but with 60 HP, they also go down. I think the defense may have been possible, but it's only Graves alive.
Yeah, and the Yamato does not get the kill. I think it was the 7. The 7, probably the better target here. He does have a lot more damage. Never respawn timers a billion years. Well, I mean, of course, the initiates are in pit, though, and the kill needs to be picked up. It needs to be picked up soon. Those cooldown timers can be too freaking good. And, I mean, the initiates might just survive here, as long as they know to just stay and have 2 people in pit at all times. Do they know that?
Yeah, that's all.
Do they know that?
They just have to wait. They just have to wait it out, basically. I mean, sure, yeah, this 7 is maybe... Well, the 7's dead. Sorry, that was a... That's a Sinclair instead. But Hayes is trying to come in. Oh, they've left the pit. They left the pit. They're getting in the pit.
They're still in pit. They're still in pit. Okay.
Out of panic, Gluten. It's regenerating. We're safe. We're safe.
We're safe. We're safe. The Eternus are gonna have to figure out another attack here, and it is very deceptive. You're like, imagine having a game like this and thinking, well, you know, the initiates still have a shot. They have actually an incredible shot here. The Eternus keep having to throw themselves into the fangs of the Guardians, the fangs of these turrets. It is just GG, I guess, being called. Are the Eternuses given up here, Transparent?
Oh, it seemed like it. I mean, Holiday was going for a side lane there, trying to open up more pushes from the minions, because I think they realized if they have a whole wave of minions with them, then they can get the pressure onto this patron. But instead, maybe they need to organize when they die. Maybe they all need to die at the same time, so they're all alive at the same time. That's the opposite thing. Maybe they go for the mid boss again. Still, there's a long way to go until these initiates even start scratching the patron of the Eternuses. So I think there's still a chance.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you're going to have to figure out that base defense. And it is a little bit difficult. It is a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why it was so tricky there for the initiates, and they complained about the death timers, is because they're ahead. You know, they're ahead, they've got lots of souls, these death timers get long. Meanwhile, the Eternuses, they're still a little bit behind. It's going to be less long. Oh, it's a good lasso here from the Holiday. They're going to try and put the damage out on this Infernus, and they do get the kill, but not on Holiday.
Yeah, and unfortunately the Holiday is going to have to go forward and try and get any pick that she can here. It is going to be very, very short the timer, but yeah, just throw a barrel, do a little bit of bruising, and hope that the people behind you are going to be able to follow it up.
Yeah, it looks like Drifter and Yamato are backing out, and Calico has made their way down into the boss pit as well. They're going for it. Drifter's going to explode in 1 second.
Yep.
There he is.
Yeah, but the rest of Team Eternus should be able to wrap it up rather easily. And I mean, 3 rejuves are going to be a lot. Oh. Well, 2 more died.
I mean, that's almost better, right? I think you do want to explode before you get the rejuve.
Yeah.
So that then you've got them for the actual push.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. 2 rejuves can be so freaking valuable in that base fight. It gives you 2 more lives, and 2 more lives in the hands of these Eternuses is going to matter a fair bit. But as I say that 1 more rejuve is lost, the Holidays explode. Wait, what? Did the haze explode? I heard an explosion type sound. I mean, it must have not been a haze. Must have been someone else.
Yeah, there's so many people potentially exploding all at the same time, Gluten, and still, yeah, this haze has got to back out. They're on down to 300 HP. They are struggling with this attacking from behind thing, even though the soul difference has almost leveled, Gluten.
The soul difference is certainly a lot better here. And, I mean, but do you want that as the Eternus players? You presumably want a much smaller amount of soul just so you can get those faster respawn timers. Maybe that's the strategy of this game.
Oh, I think that'll be so hard to balance, especially as you just want power to try and push through to get this final Patron stage. Oh, yeah. Holiday's trying to get this. Oh, they launch the barrel, but Graves sidesteps it. Really good work from them.
Oh, no sidestep from this Holiday. It is Liz, of course. What an incredible player. And gets 2 picks in a row. Maybe not the ideal one. And as we do see another assault on the pit here, the 7 ult can be so freaking powerful to ensure that you get a lot of good bruising on the entire enemy team. And these initiates there's only 1 left. There's only 1 McGinnis.
I think this might be it. There's a little bit of time left on everybody here. 7's got plenty, as does Yamato, Holiday too. And they're going to try and get this last McGinnis down. It is an open Patron. The minions are here. The push from all lanes has worked out, and the Eternus have managed to take this one.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like games with many, many deaths, you should check out this one where we gave Joe Chuck, the greatest doorman in Deadlock, infinite doors and let him fight against 12 initiates. Thank you so much to our Patreons, and have a good day, folks.